How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another video here at Scrub Games, and today we've got one of my games from my locals, and I've decided to kind of update my content because I know people like someone. There's one person I know that keeps constantly suggesting it, so I've decided to put it in, and I have my deck list that I played for these games. So here's the deck list. You can see a more in-depth deck profile that I put out on Monday, detailing deck and like the card choices and stuff like that. So if you want more in-depth look at this list and kind of understand it a bit more, go check that out. Otherwise, it's just a quick look at the list that I played for the event, and I don't have the list for my opponent's list because I don't grab them. I don't basically think to ask or forget, and by the time it's over, they've gone. So I don't have to leave my opponent's list, but here is my list I use for this game. So enjoy. Alright, so here we have my first game against the Kira. So we got Ryan on Kira here, and this is a matchup where I feel it's not too bad. Well, I haven't really tested it properly. This is my first game against Kira, but I think it's not too bad because I got a bit of hand control. Things like Bodhi and Bazine. With like Bazine not being able to like make a minus by ripping a card from the hand, but at least be able to rip out cards from the hand that I don't want to have at the time, and they will replace it, but at least that way I'm ripping out cards that I kind of don't want there. And a nice thing with Bazine as well, in combination with Bodhi, is that I can rip out the units to try and get them more events, and then use Bodhi to rip the events out. Because at least with Bazine, it's ripping out any card, but they get to replace it. But I can get rid of cards that I don't want them to have. And then Bodhi is more restrictive in that it doesn't hit units, but it hits any upgrade or event. So if I focus with Bazine on hitting any units, I can use then Bodhi to then rip out the events and then make him neg through Bodhi. And also got the option with Cunning to be able to make a discard a card as well, so I can use that as one of the options. I'm also doing either like tapping things down, bouncing it back to hand, or even boosting up a card. So with this matchup, it'd be more focused on like hand control. I'm trying to establish a board and push damage. And given that Ryan is using the Energy Version Lab base, it means he's only got 25 health, so not too much damage I need to do, but I need to watch out for healing. So Ryan had the initiative because we did the odds and evens, and he called it. So he got the initiative, and he just goes ahead and plays a Pike Sentinel. But I did not have a turn 1 player. I didn't have a Greedo, didn't have a Zine, didn't have a what's it called? Cloud Rider or anything like that, nothing to play turn 1, so I just basically took initiative, and here I drop a Bodhi, just trying to see what events he's got in hand, because Kira has a lot of events to rip one out, and I managed to hit the other one with Barrage. That's really good, because that's a way that he can like basically just almost wipe out my board, or like wipe out my board without needing to do any damage or anything like that, or attack. And here, nothing else I need to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and take initiative while he plays a Super Laser Technician. So he's got a way to ramp, and then just swings to my base with Pike Sentinel. So I can attack into Super Laser Technician, but I don't really want to, because he's got the Pike Sentinel, he's got the User Sentinel. And now he's got Bodhi still on board, so Bodhi's sitting there as a free, so I can take out the Pike Sentinel and still keep Bodhi on board, but then it'd be vulnerable to being like taken out by Super Laser Tech or anything like that. But you can always, even if I did lose Bodhi or bounce it back, he can always use Kira to pop the Super Laser Technician to ramp. So here I just go ahead and just swing to get Pike Sentinel, just get a swing with Bodhi, he's going to survive, stay there, and I potentially bounce it back the hand with a Cunning, so I can kind of do more hand control by ripping a card from the hand with Cunning, and then bounce back the Bodhi. And here he's going to pay 3 to put out the client. Now this is annoying because the client comes shielded, and yellow doesn't have the best way to kind of like deal with shield. I can bounce it back the hand, or I capture it, but I'm not mainly to capture stuff. So here I just go ahead and drop down Forlom, get ambush, take out Super Laser Technician to establish more things on board, and it will allow him the ramp, so now I can deploy a leader, but it's not a good time to deploy a leader. Like here is one of those leaders where it's best saved for when you want to take out a leader, which is the best way to use him. So I just go into like it doesn't matter, he ramped there, like he's gonna go into 6 resources this next turn, but it's not too bad. And here I've got 4 on board, I've got 3 units on board, all can swing, and he can use the client to take out something like use a shield, or he can just use it to there's no point in using this effect at the moment because of the fact that no damage has been done to his base. So he doesn't need to worry about like healing up because he's taking no damage yet. But I'm just trying to establish a board so I can push through. And currently I have 10 damage on board I can swing with to his base, which is pretty nice. It's like 2/5 of his base's health. And here he goes ahead and just drops an overwhelming barrage. So he's going to use that to give his client 4 power, and then be able to spread 4 power damage. And that's exactly enough to take it out because Greedo has 1 health, Bone only has 1 left, and Forlom has 2. So that's exactly the amount you need to take out my entire board. So with an overwhelming barrage, he's taking out my entire board, which does suck. And I don't hit the trigger. Well, I don't really succeed in the trigger from Greedo to kind of pop the shield. So I go ahead and use my Katina Bouncer to play out, bounce the client back to hand so he can't play it this turn because he's only got 1 resource, and just to get something on board. So get something back on board and disrupt him and trigger Boba so I can potentially pay 1, like have 1 resource to play something, or even deploy and swing. But I don't want to deploy here because I don't think he takes the initiative. He just goes ahead and passes. So I deploy Boba, he can then deploy Sabine, Akira, and then put Boba down to within kill range with his leader. So I decided to just take the initiative here. I think I take the initiative. I can't remember if we do exchange the token properly throughout the whole game. But I can't remember because if he took the initiative here, I would just deploy Boba, swing, but I might not have something great in my hand, so I'm here considering it. But I'm thinking about what's in my hand and what I can potentially play out, because I don't think I've got anything else I can play, even with free resources. So I'm debating if I should drop Boba or let's save it for the next turn. So here I don't deploy Boba, it just goes to next turn. I think because Ryan's restanding, there we go. I'm trying to do it properly where you resource and then restand, because I know people have commented about it. Even though it makes really no difference. Like if you're playing against one person, you're communicating with them, what you're actually gonna do. It doesn't matter what the sequencing or order. There's nothing currently that kind of benefits from it. Just unless you want to rule shark someone about the proper sequence, there's no real benefit to it. But here he drops back down the clients, he puts it back down, puts on the shield, and still annoying, not trying to take it out. Here I play Bazine, trying to have a look at what's in his hand. I see what he's got to offer, and I can see he's got a Fellow Dragon, which currently doesn't hit anything, and we hit the leader. He's got a Snoke, and he's got Devastator. So I'm decided to take out the Snoke, because that's the next one you can play next turn. I don't want to play that, because it just reduces all my cards out my leader down by 2/2. Which is painful, and just reminding as well that with Bazine, if I do rip a card out of his hand, he gets to replace it by drawing a new card. So Ryan's only got 3 cards at hand. I know like one of them is Fellow Dragon, which is not useful at the moment, and the other one is Devastator, which he's a few turns off of being able to play. And in here I also get use Cunning as well, so more resource trying to rip cards out of his hand. So I decided to go with the discard as one option. And I think I'm going to bounce back the client to get off the board, so you have to play it again if he wants to. Yeah, so there we go. Put the client back in his hand, just discard first, because I don't really want to... I could try and bounce it back to hand and try and discard the client, but since I've seen that he's got like a Devastator and a Fellow Dragon, discarding one of those two is probably better for later in the game when I get things out that Goose can hit. And then I think he here takes the initiative, so I go ahead and deploy Boba, swing with Katina Bouncer and Boba for 7 damage, untap 2. But I don't think I've got anything to use with that 2 resources, just to push more damage because I haven't put any damage on his base yet. So he's got 18 left on his base, and I got my Boba out. He's still its leader to kind of take it out, but he's also got other things he can use if he draws into him, because he's going into like his 8 resource turn. Well, he's going into 8 resources, and he's got, I imagine he's got things like Vader and Maul and stuff to kind of like ambush. So he can use his leader here to like half the health on all of them. But he's still in a good position where he's at the higher turns in the game, where he can start dropping bigger things. So I think he's got an initiative, which just hasn't passed the token over. So Ryan has the initiative for this turn, and at the moment I think it's sitting all right. I've got a fair few things aboard, but here comes the Kira. So he's gonna do half damage. Equals half the HP rounded down, so that's 3 on Boba, 2 on Katina Bouncer, and 1 on Bazine, because they're all odd numbers. And I've got a Strike True, so I just use Bazine as the cheapest, weakest one. They're just going to take out his leader, so he's deployed it, done damage, and then I've used Surprise Strike, to just take out Kira using Bazine rather than wasting my other units. But even though he's done that, and I've had to use resources trying to take out his leader, he still has all his resources open. I think he did charge 1, and he had 3 before, so he should have 4 cards in hand. No, he should have 4 cards in hand, because I did discard a card from his hand, but I put back the client. So here he just goes and plays the client back out again. Really annoying. It keeps going down. What I can do is just bounce it back unless I want to waste time attacking into it and bopping off the shield and then trying to kill it after. But with 5 health, it's quite bulkier than most of my things on board. And the shield is going to mean I have to put at least 2 attacks into it to take it out. So here I just swing with Boba, so that way I can get the 2 resources back that I used on Surprise Strike. So he goes up to 11 damage, so 14 left. So there's not much I need to do to kind of finish him off, but I need to start putting more things on board because he's not playing much. He's played this card, the client 3 times. Now he's just deciding what he wants to do. He's got 3 more resources. And I know that I've discarded 1 of his overwhelming barrage. He's used 1, so he's potentially got 1 more. But then he's now coming in with he's using his leader basis effect. So he's gonna ELC in, ambush in Gideon Hass to take out my Katina Bouncer. So that'll do 3 damage back, but he'll take out Katina Bouncer and then gain a experience on and put it on Gideon. So Gideon's now a 6/6 with 3 damage on it. And here for my action, I'm just gonna pop down with Vet's Fire Spray. So I can then get a swing in for more damage and put something in both arenas. So here you go, swing for 5 damage. He's only got 2 cards in hand, which one of them might be Thor the Dragon. And not sure what the other one is, because I remember I discarded the Devastator from his hand with Cunning. So here we just got Ali checking in, basically just reading the card to see it as a bystander. Just checking about, asking about if we've got Boba as a leader, does it still come inactive? Just explaining that it doesn't matter if you've got Boba as your leader, this always comes inactive, ready to go. So here we have another predicament where I've got my leader plus I have Vet's Fire Spray. So here he has I think 9 resources. So here he's going to use the client and choose Boba because he can just take it out with Gideon. So now if Boba gets defeated, he heals 5. So I don't want that to happen, and he's only got 2. I think he's got 3 cards in hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap Gideon, and I'm thinking about whatever effect I want to go for, because I can use this card to try and ditch a card from his hand, but I don't know. He's got too many cards in hand to hit potentially something great. So I'm just going to give the power to Vet's Fire Spray. So even though the bounty's on Boba, I'm making it so Vet's Fire Spray is a big body that he has to deal with, especially since I can get a swing with it at 9 damage this turn. So he goes ahead and just Super Laser Blast, take out the whole board. So he loses his board, takes out my board, so I don't get the swing with Vet's Fire Spray or Boba. But also, as well as that, he heals 5 because he took out my Boba. So here with my last 3 resources, I'm just going to go ahead and play my Ever Boba Fett, my legendary unit, and just basically keep something on the board. So he's still 14 damage off, but I finally taken out the client without bouncing it back, just making Ryan do it for me. So I don't have to worry about the client anymore. It's off the board unless he draws and everyone drops it. But this is where now it's trying to push through more damage. Both leaders have been used up, so I'm no longer going to be able to get 2 resources. Any Boba's armor isn't going to be the greatest, but because here we go, he powers the dark side, taking out Boba. So any armors are going to be dead draws. So here I go ahead and smuggle in Bazine just to see what he's got. And here I can see a mole. So he didn't mole to take out my Boba. He decided on the Power Dark Side instead. So I'm going to rip out that mole because I do not want that to drop down, because it's a very painful card. Very good, very strong ambush card, and it's like I don't want to deal with, whereas Inferno 4, I don't really care about that too much. So here he goes, plays Inferno 4 out to go ahead and establish something on board. So it might be the only card he can play, since he would have drawn a card back from Bazine, but you might not be able to play it. Or it might not be useful in a situation, and I'll just drop my Cartel Spacer so I can put something in both arenas to play and make use of my resources. So I've got 2 units, not particularly that strong, get some chip damage in. At least his Inferno 4 isn't going to be taking out my Cartel Spacer, that's the nice benefit there. But he's got something he can use to attack with. And here I go in, I'm at 7 resources while he's on, I think he's on 10 now. But remember, I got rid of his Devastator, so I don't have to worry about that too much. and just see how we can bring it home. I can't remember exactly how I brought it home, or how I could try to bring it home. So with my resources, with Boba as well, I can potentially get 8 back if I take something out, or remove something from the board. And I've only taken 2 damage so far, so he's only done 2 damage from Pike Sentinel at the beginning of the game, and here he just drops down a long pike, so he can get something to go ahead and, well, have something in the arena. And here I drop down another Cartel Spacer. The rest is Inferno 4, so that way it doesn't get an attack in with it, like either more damage at base or take like chip damage on the unit. And here he drops down the Black Sun Starfighter spaceship to stop me from going straight to his base. So I go ahead and shoot first, take it out, and then smuggle in a Hotshot Blaster on Bazine, kind of push damage and make Bazine a bit more of a threat. Now it's got now it's a 3/3 rather than just a 1/3. So not the best use of Hotshot, but I might as well make use of it as well, I've got a unit in the Ground Arena, because Hotshot Blaster can't be used on vehicles. So even though I've got 2 vehicles on board, I can't use it on him. And if he keeps stopping me from having a unit I can attack with in the Ground Arena, Hotshot Blaster is not going to be able to make use of it. So I might as well make use on something to kind of make Bazine actually a target now, where you don't want to keep a 3/3 on board, because it's actually going to do some good chip damage. And he's on 14 damage now, so he's got 11 left, and Bazine could be a good chunk to that. So going into the next turn, I decided not to charge again, keeping cards, because remember with Boba I can get access to 8 resources if I remove something from play. And here is going to go ahead and take down, I think it's take out Sabine, also Bazine. So here I'm going to go ahead and rest both his units so he can't attack with them, just even though I don't need to worry about damage, at least stop him from getting some swings in, because I think he's got too many cards in hand to kind of discard one to make it relevant, and plus he's used resources so I don't have to worry too much. So I go ahead and just give a boost to Cartel Spacer, so that way it's a lot stronger. So now I've got on board 8 damage I can swing, 6 on 1 Cartel Spacer and 2 on another. So he plays out and replaces Inferno 4 with another one to kind of get some more stuff on board. And I go ahead, swing with Cartel Spacer, and then show the Surprise Strike that I can use to finish off, going for I think a good 13 damage, which is more than enough. So that's game 1. Let's go ahead and check out game 2. We're going to have a look and see what we can side and play for the next one. So as we saw from my deck list at the start, this is the side deck I have. So these are the cards I have that I can side in for game 2, and also here is what I did side in for this game. So in this matchup, shoot first isn't really going to be that great, because most of the time for Kira they're going to be putting shields on. So I'm going to switch that out for New Adventure. I decided to switch it out for New Adventure because shoot first isn't always going to be as helpful. Plus, as I said, with shields on, like doing damage first isn't going to matter when they're shielded. So I decided to switch out with New Adventure because this has benefits in either replaying out Bodhi, so I can get the on play and like try and rip their hand, because they're gonna have a lot of events, so be able to keep their hand low. Or even for the later game, be able to get more attacks in with Fett's Fire Spray, be able to attack with it, then bounce it back, bring it back in, it come inactive because of Boba, and then be able to attack again. And also, I feel like Change of Heart could be a good one to side in, because I can take one of their big units and use it against them, and the later game to kind of like clinch game or force them to kind of remove their own unit after taking control of it. And I feel like Boba's armor, I'm going to put it on Boba, but then he's going to get removed quite quickly, quite easily against like control decks. So I'm taking out 1 armor because I still got 2 to use even then, and switch out for Change of Heart. So we're going to see how that goes and enjoy game 2. So here we have game 2, and with this we're going to go ahead and see how effective the side deck is going to be for this matchup. So as you remember from looking at the side deck, we have sided out our waylays. No, not waylays. We've sided out our shoot first, even though we did use one of them in the first game for our New Adventure, so we can get like some reusing of things like the Fett's Fire Spray and also Bodhi. And we've also put in a Change of Heart, taking out 1 Boba's armor, because Boba can be taken out quite easily, both the unit and the leader, in this matchup. So we don't need, it's pointless having too many of them, because they're going to be dead trolls, which you can't really use, even though we put on every units. We're not getting full advantage of it. So we put in a Change of Heart, just in case he does get down a big space unit or a big unit, we can kind of take hold of it so we can use it against him. And where we have some underworld units, we can make use of Maul as well, because it was under units to take the damage as well, which is pretty cool. So here I'm going to go ahead and he goes ahead and with the initiative plays the Pike Sentinel, and I play out Bazine because I've actually got turn 2 play this one, well turn 1 play this turn, and I see that he's got at least not many cards now. He does have a Vigilance, but I don't know if I can't remember if I have Bodhi, so I decided to go take out that Vigilance straight away. Just rip that from his hand so he can't start milling me, and also healing, so make sure that any healing he has is to a minimum. And he does get replaced card, and there were other cards, but that was probably the best option out of them, and I'd rather do that, even though I'm taking a card away that Bodhi can hit. I can't remember if I had Bodhi in hand. I think I do, but I can't remember exactly. But also, it might have been, I can't remember exactly what was in his hand, but I know we saw the Vigilance, and there was I think there might have been another event in his hand. So here we go. For his first action, he goes and drops power to the dark side. So I take out my Bazine. Not sure why, but it might have been like not much he could really do. And I could use, well, while not chip damage, I could potentially Hot Shot Blaster to take out his Pike Sentinel. Maybe that might interfere. And here he doesn't attack with his Pike Sentinel, just takes the initiative after I play back, put back down a unit, being Boba. So next turn, like he's played one card each turn, so he's got down by 1 in hand. So he's going up by he's not really passing in hand because he's drawing 2. Charging 1 and using a card, so it's not increasing his hand size. So I can keep, if I can start taking a few cards out, he's going to have less and less options. And here I've just been using 1 card a turn, so I've been doing the same as well. So I've got 4 cards in hand, I think he also has 4 in his. And he's got the initiative, so we're going to see what he tries to do. So with a Boba unit on board, he's a pretty strong unit. I can take out his Pike Sentinel, and yeah, basically take out his Pike Sentinel and have it live, and he's going to go ahead and resupply. So he resupplies, I take out Boba, so he's got 1 resource left, so he can't really play anything worthwhile. Play a High Levon Enforcer, but he's not going to be able to get the shield in it. If I take the initiative, I just take it out. Well, not potentially take it out if he uses Kira. And here I'm going to Bazine and try to take out a unit. And now I'm thinking he's got events, so I don't need to worry about that because I'm not going to take out anything anymore. But I'll take out his the only he can play, because he's got a unit he can't play, which is Devastator. He's got an event with an event that could heal him, but he's taking no damage and it's not going to kill anything on my board. And he's got a unit he can actually play, so I decided to rip out the unit he can play, being the Black Sun Starfighter, and make use of my resources, with Bazine. So more things on board, so more units. Remember, I can always use things like Surprise Strike and Hot Shot Blaster, kind of makes Bazine actually remove things, like do that little chip damage to, either little bits of chip damage or actually be a surprise attacker. So he's going into we're going to our turn 4, and he's gone up to 6 resource. I think he's just deciding what he wants to resource. And here we can both deploy our leaders. I can deploy Boba, he can deploy Kira, and he's got the initiative once again. And just thinking what I could potentially have, what I potentially had in hand. So he's going to play down. He's drew another Black Star Sunfighter, so he's going to play that down. And here I'm going to play out Boba. And once again, he's got another Vigilance. So I'm just going to rip that out because once again, I'm seeing in his hand he's got Vigilance, which he can't play, and I want to get rid of. He's got Make an Opening here, which he's deciding here if he wants to play, because I'm reminding him that currently he's got no damage on base. He's not going to be able to heal it. He's not going to heal anything, and it's not going to kill anything on board because they're all 3 or more health. And he's also got Devastator in hand. He got Devastator in hand. He can't play. He's got that Make an Opening, which isn't great in this situation at the moment. And also he had the Vigilance. So I'm going to take out the Vigilance because that's going to be a problem card later on, and the other cards are not a threat at the moment. So here I'm just going to put some chip damage, get 1 damage onto Bazine. And his action, I think he might be pass. I think he might decide if he wants to pass, because he could play. Because all we can do is either deploy leader, because he doesn't want to use his leader effect on a Black Stone Starfire, because it's only got 2 health, so it's going to kill it before it gets to gain a shield. And he's got 1 card he can't use in hand and 1 card he can use, but he's not going to get much benefit out of it. So here he just decides to pass. So I swing with Boba, put a bit more damage on. So he's on 4 damage now. And I can deploy Boba if I want to. So I can do that. But he just deploys Sabine, so Kira, but luckily he deploys Kira first, so you can get out So you can bring her out and basically put damage on all my units here. So they're all going to take a little bit of damage. So Boba goes back to basically he gets healed and takes the same amount of damage I had before, which would be in 2. And then the other ones take 1. So here, now I'm going to, my action, I'm going to, a new adventure. So play out, take out Bodhi and play him back out. So I can then rip out his other event in hand. So he's only got 1 card left in hand, being his Devastator, which he can't play. And his leader's out before I played my leader, so that way it's out the way. Like he can now attack into one of the units on board and take him out and increase. We'll see what he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and take out my Boba, which means Kira does survive and is as strong as she can be at 7 power. But I've got Bazine, which I can just, here I just take the initiative because I'm not going to deploy Boba, because I'm not going to sacrifice Boba to take out Sabine or Kira. And I've got Bazine on board, which I can just swing next. If I take initiative, swing with the first action to take out Kira and go ahead and only lost Sabine and still have my leader to use. So do exactly that. Don't have to worry too much. That's right here. After resourcing, we just take out Kira with Bazine because he got the 1. She got 1 health. Bazine's got 1 power, so take it out. I still got Bodhi on board, and I still got my leader to use. I know he's got. I think he did charge as well, because he's only ramped once. I'm on 6, he's on 7, so he's got 2 cards in hand. 1 could be Devastated, I'm not sure. So here I just swing with Bodhi. He swings with Black Sunfire, and here I'll have a look in his hand, and he's got the I think I take out the Devastator with Bazine, and he's got Super Laser Blast, the other one. But I think I've got another Bodhi in hand, so I don't have to worry too much about that. I'll be able to play that next turn. So I'm going to play Bodhi out again. So here, deploy Boba, get a swing in, put more damage on, and play out another, replace Bodhi with another one to go ahead and rip out Super Laser Blast. And I think I saw that he has Mole, so he's got a way to I think I've given him Mole, which he would have got anyway for the next draw. But yeah, he goes ahead and I think drops. No, he's just tapping resources. We're going to the next turn. So he's got Mole, but didn't play it or couldn't play it. I'm not sure. Or he didn't draw Mole. I can't remember what he drew now because I can't really see. But he's going to have 2 cards in hand because he's going to resource as well. And he's only had 1 before after ripping out the Super Laser Blast with Bodhi, which is one of his 2 cards. And I've got Boba, Bodhi, and Bazine. So here he does, yeah, I can remember, he draws in the Mole and just swings into, like, just drops it, takes out my Boba, and decides to take the damage on Bodhi. So he could have swung with the Black Sun Starfighter first, put some damage on, and then drop Mole to then take out Boba. But instead he just plays Mole, takes out Boba, and loses the Black Sunfire, so he can survive because he's got 6 health. It's quite hard to do. But luckily I've got the Surprise Strike, so I can swing Bodhi into Mole to take him out 6 for 6, because Surprise Strike gives you an extra 3 power. Bodhi already has 3, so 6 damage to take out Mole. So here, I think he's tapped out, so I think he just takes the initiative, and I'm just going to try and make use of my cards. So I'm going to go on Hotshot Blaster on Bazine again, just so she can swing for free bout damage, and also have a bit more of oomph in her hit swing. So you do have to worry about that, because she's swinging for free now. So he's on. I've only taken 3 damage still so far, not much damage taken on my base, and he's taken 13, so he's 12 away. And we're getting to later turns where I can just start dropping things like what was it? That's Fire Spray and stuff like that. Start pushing that end game damage. So still don't resource. Stay to I think the 7. Yeah, staying at 7 because not much. I want to keep my options open. I don't want to keep resourcing cards when I don't need tons of resources to play loads of things. Boba gives me enough. Gives me resources back, so I can play stuff. So I can actually get back 8 resources worth of cards. So for his first action, he's going to go ahead and drop Vader, take out Bazine, and look at the top 10 to see what you can get out. So you can get, it's got a fair few options. You can get like things like Pike Sentinel. You can get like some space units. We're going to see what you can get from his up to 3 cost. And here he gets a Pike Sentinel. I think that's it. He just gets Pike Sentinel. He doesn't get anything with it. And here I go ahead and drop a Fet's Fire Spray. So I can attack straight away with it. He doesn't have, well, he's only got 2 resources open. He can't really do much from that against my Fire Spray. And even he's got 12 damage on board. If I get a swing with Fet's Fire Spray and doesn't deal with Fet's Fire Spray next turn, then he's going to have a hard time. He's going to have a bit of trouble with that. So he should, yeah, he's on 18. I think that shows 18. Might be on wrong, like 16, I can't remember it, but it's not 18 damage. And now we're going to the next turn. I can't remember, no, it wasn't. I think it was a different turn or a different game where it happened. So never mind me. But yeah, so he's got 7 damage left. If I have a surprise strike, then that's game. He has to be worried about that, so he needs to deal with it. So luckily he's got a powered backside to take out my first fire spray. So he managed to take that out, and here I go Forlom to take out the Pike Sentinel. Just get a unit on board and kind of control a bit. I think I did in this point have as well as Forlom, I had a Zuckuss, but I decided to resource the Zuckuss because of what I had in hand, and forgetting that he's only, I think because I thought he was a 6 cost. I think I might have forgot that Zuckuss is a 5 cost, not 6 cost, because I'm confusing the cost with the power. So he's a 6/6. I keep thinking he's a 6 cost, not 5 cost. But then even if I did save it to go with Forlom, he goes ahead and does the same thing he did not game 1 by using ELC to ambush in a Gideon. So you can take out my unit, take out my Forlom, and yeah, gain experience and take out my unit. So here we go. So after that, I play out my 7th Fleet Defender, play a unit that's shielded, so that way I can try and get swings in and have something protected. And he goes ahead and swings a nerf 5 damage to my base with Vader. So after that, I get to take the initiative, and I've got a shielded unit. So he's only got, so he's on 18, so he's got 7 damage left. So I can get a swing in with 7th Fleet Defender, and if it stays protected, I can potentially, if I get a surprise strike, finish the next game if he doesn't get a Sentinel. And I think he's already gone through 2 of his Black Sun Starfighters, so he might not have anything else. And if he gets another Devastator, that could be a problem unless I waylay out of the way and go through. So here I'm going to go ahead and Cunning for my first action to tap those 2 down, because they're going to hit hard, because Gideon is a 6 power, whereas but yeah, I forgot before that turn he wanted to put a shield. I used the effects of Kira to put a shield on Vader, so I let him go ahead and do it. It's only a friendly locals game. So for my action, I go ahead and Cunning, tap his 2 units down because they're hitting for 5 and 6, which is a lot. Don't want that to happen. And if he gets discard a card from his hand, because I think if I don't want to give the power to, I don't want to give the power to my space unit, because of the fact that if he just has a way to just take it out, I think a Fellow Dragon takedown or something like that, he's just take it out, and I've wasted the other action of Cunning. So I just go ahead and make him discard a card, which I think was maybe the only card in his hand, or one of the cards he had in hand. I think he has just one card in hand, and then I think he passes, but I swing with my unit, and I think he passed, and I take the initiative to then go to the next turn and get another swing in. I think so anyway. Yeah, I think just Cunning to not get the boost and just swing with 7th Fleet Defender. And we go on to the next turn, and he's going to go ahead and overwhelm Barrage to go ahead and he's going to overwhelm Barrage. I can go swing with my no, I think we're still in the same, no, not in the same turn. Yeah, he's going to overwhelm Barrage to take the shield off my 7th Fleet Defender. And I'm going to No Good to Me Dead to lock down Vader, because he put the overwhelm Barrage damage on him. And I did show off Waylay, because I was going to Waylay first, and then I go ahead and Waylay he goes overwhelm Barrage, put on Gideon instead for a second one to basically make sure my unit is gone. And I go ahead and Waylay back the Gideon, so that way move it from board. And go ahead and put down Forlom, and he takes the initiative. So yeah, I managed to stop both of his cards from being able to attack this turn by Vader, who's locked down now for the next turn as well. Bounce back Gideon, who can't attack, it doesn't have ambush, it can come down, but then it's not going to be a great unit to come down, it's got to wait a turn. And establish as well, because he's paid 10 damage to do 2 overwhelm barrages. I'm going to Forlom. I think I did have a new adventure, so I could have potentially just new adventured out my 7th Fleet Defender, put it back in with a shield. But I decided to put instead just try and lock down his units, because he can attack them at any point, and manage to stop both attacks. So, and also put down Forlom, so that way I've got a unit on board. So for his first action, he's going to drop down Avenger, take out my Forlom. I'm going to play Bodhi. I can't see if he's got an event in his hand, and take it out. And I think you should forget that we locked down the Vader with No Good Me Dead. So here he's put down a high level force, and after that I wanted to just check to make sure, because the life looks wrong. And here he's on 22 damage. So because he needs 25 health, given its base as 25 health, I decide to wait. If I just take the initiative, because I seen he doesn't have any events in hand using Bodhi to cast what's in hand. If I just take the initiative, I can just swing with Bodhi in that game. So there we have it. Managed to take the second game as well and finish the game 2-0. So the new adventure did come in handy. Reusing Bodhi is really useful. And even then, if I want to go for like a game when I'm dropping things like Vet's Fire Spray, I can push more damage with it as well for the resources, which is really cool. And it's just a nice way to be like aggressive while hand controlling, so which is what I love about Boba. And here I think I was explaining that I did have new adventure I could have used on my 7th Fleet Defender that kind of, after he took off the shield with everyone barraged, pop it back out and back in with a shield, so that way he's still protected. And also I had Zuckuss, so I would once I play Fallen, I had Zuckuss for a resource it when I could have played it. So that's it. So that is the game. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the next game tomorrow where we have another matchup using Boba. Bye for now.
Like a boss.